Today I want to talk to you about my best and worst purchases of 2025 so far. I usually do these videos at the end of the year in December. However, naturally, because it's been a whole year, they tend to be biased towards items I bought in the second half of the year as they're more fresh in my mind. So I thought it would be useful to do this at the halfway point. Now we are halfway through the year. I can check in with what I've been buying throughout January to June, what was an instant favourite, what was a really good purchase, and the few items that perhaps I regret, some I've even sold already, and why they were mistake purchases. Before we get into the video, I want to thank Sleep and Glow for sponsoring this video. I have been using their Omnia pillow now for 3 months, I think. I've been giving it a really good test out. As you probably know, I turned 30 this year, and it was kind of my resolution to just introduce a few more habits into my daily routine to look after things like my skin, my face, my hair, and my sleep as well. And the Omnia pillow kind of ticks all of those boxes for me. Now, you've probably heard that the sun is a major contributor to the skin's aging, and also the more you express your face, the more you move your face, you get those expression lines as well. However, sleeping and the position you sleep in is actually one of the largest contributors to what are called sleep wrinkles within your face, because if you think about it, if you're a side sleeper like I am, I cannot sleep on my back at all, then you have, for 8 hours of the night, you have your face kind of smushed up onto one side, and inevitably that is going to be causing a lot of pressure on your skin and going to be causing those sleep wrinkles to form as you get older and as obviously they build up over time. So the Omnia pillow has been designed to cradle your face, which reduces that compression on your skin and alleviates sleep wrinkles. It's also actually optimal for your spine alignment. So if you want to look after your back and just your posture in general, then it's a really great thing to do. So it's not only for your skin, but for your overall well-being and health as well. And the pillow itself is made from a memory foam, so it's actually a lot more comfortable than a regular pillow. I find that I wake up less in the night and I have a less disturbed sleep when I use it, so that gets a big thumbs up from me as well. If you're interested in trying out the Omnia pillow for yourself, I do have a promo code. I will leave it on screen. That will get you £15, $15 or €15 off your purchase. I'm going to start this video with a worst purchase because I think those are the most interesting, and we have to go all the way back to January for this purchase. And can anyone guess what this worst purchase might be? Because I think even at the time when I bought it, I said that I'm potentially going to regret buying this because I don't usually buy mohair jumpers, and I was right. Surprise, surprise, I should have listened to my own advice and not bought it. It's the Suzanne Tejas jacket. Now this one was really popular when it was released, everyone was going crazy for it. I totally fell for the hype. I'm pretty sure it sold out and I wanted to get my hands on it, so I bought it, and I'll be honest, I have sold that one. And actually, it's only a partial regret. I mean, it still is a regret, but it's only a partial regret because I did manage to get all of the money back for it. I sold it for the same price I bought it for because it was such a popular item. It did sell out instantly. And so I haven't lost any money in that, but it is just an unnecessary purchase. And I wish I'd stuck to my guns and listened to my own advice that I just don't enjoy wearing mohair. For a mohair jumper, it was definitely on the less itchy side, and that was what convinced me to keep it originally. I did love the pattern. It was very beautiful, but I know myself and I should have really trusted my gut and known that even if it was less itchy, it was still itchy enough to irritate me and make me not want to wear it. Conversely, a best purchase of 2025, I actually love so much. I have now bought it in 3 colours. I recently just bought a third one, and that is the Nola cardigan by Christy Dawn. And this is like a lot more expensive than the Suzanne cardigan. However, I have worn these things to death. I am still wearing this cardigan on a weekly basis, despite the fact it is June in the UK. Oh, it's June everywhere, but it is summer in the UK now pretty much. And I still wear this. Like, I still wear it at home. I wear it out. I love this thing. And I know most people say that they just can't fathom spending this much on a cardigan. Now, I actually got the third one second hand. I bought it off of Facebook Marketplace, which was a little bit scary because it's always kind of scary transferring someone you don't know money. And it was also from the US, so it had to come over here, but it got here safely and I absolutely love it. And I have this in 3 colours. I'm actually searching for the 4th colour, the cream one, because it is out of stock. So if you have the cream one in a medium and you would like to sell it to me, let me know, because I would love to complete the set. It is my favourite cardigan I've ever worn, I've ever tried, and it's hands down worth the money to me. And I think that's what kind of I've realised about price and whether things are worth it or not. It's such a subjective thing because it is worth the price you are willing to pay for it. And I did a lot of research, a lot of searching for dupes or alternatives to this cardigan before I took the plunge and bought the first one, because I had the same mind frame. I was like, I don't want to spend this much on a cardigan. However, there is nothing out there, in my opinion, that even comes close, and I know I will have these forever. And unlike the Suzanne cardigan, which I bought and sold almost immediately, these are going to stay in my wardrobe for so many years, and I'm hoping they're going to last a long time as well. Okay, let's do another bad regret purchase. I'm looking at this list and most of them are Suzanne. So the second one is also a piece of knitwear, and it's the Suzanne Antonin cardigan. This one I also sold on quite quickly after I purchased it, and it was definitely a regret. It was another one similar to the Tejas jacket that was super popular, sold out instantly, and I fell for the hype, and actually after a couple of wears I just decided it wasn't for me. The shape of it was a little bit too cropped, a little bit too tight fitting, and also it was a little bit too busy. I like myself a pattern and a colour, but I think I'm realising that mostly in my knitwear I like block colours and plain colours, because I tend to wear them with printed tops or dresses, things like that. So I like something that's a little bit more plain, which is why I love the Nola cardigans so much. So I sold the Antonin cardigan probably a month after I bought it, and again I fetched pretty much the same price for it that I bought it, which is one of the advantages of buying these things that are really hyped up. If you do end up regretting them and wanting to sell them, you can usually recoup your money, but I wish I'd just not bought it in the first place. One of my best purchases of 2025 so far, hands down, was one I almost didn't make, one I was really reluctant to buy. And I actually, if you remember my vlogs, I actually bought an alternative to this first that was about half the price, and ended up sending it back and buying the real thing, because there was nothing that compared, similar to the cardigan, right? There was nothing that quite compared, and it is the APC bag, the APC Grace bag. I just love this. I love the colour. It's my perfect shade of pink. It's my perfect style of bag. If I could only have one bag in my collection, it would be a box bag like this. This size as well, it's like the perfect size. I love it. And actually I've had this has been my most worn bag so far this year. This is on rotation on a weekly basis, probably wearing this like 2 to 3 times a week at least. And it doesn't have any scratches on it really, apart from on the hardware. There's a little bit of like, to be honest, not even much, a little bit of scuffing on the hardware, but the leather itself has stayed pristine, which I'm really impressed with considering how much I've worn this. There are absolutely no marks, no scuffs, nothing, no dents. It's holding up really well. So this is definitely another example of something that was more expensive than I wanted to pay, and I could definitely get things that were less money, but they just didn't compare. And if I'd have bought something like the flattered bag that I bought initially and kept that instead, I probably would have ended up wanting to sell that and just purchase this, because this was the one I really wanted. And I think I mentioned this in a video, I think it was my Q&A, when someone asked me about saving money on your wardrobe, and one of my ways I save money, or try to anyway, I definitely make a few mistake purchases, is to not buy the dupe. If I really want something and I know that's the thing I want, you know, even if it is silly expensive, within reason obviously, then I will just wait, I will hold out. And I waited and I ended up buying this on sale. It was still expensive, but on sale, and kind of for my birthday as well. So I waited a good few months. It was out of stock when I initially wanted it, and it eventually came back in stock in the sale. So that was when I bought it. But it's one of those things, if you can be patient, you can save up, you can wait for a sale or a code, then usually it is worth it to not buy the dupe, because you're never satisfied with the dupe. At least I'm not anyway. My third regret purchase, now these next 2 regret purchases I would say are less so than the first 2. The first 2 I immediately sold on, so they were definitely regrets. These 2 I still have in my wardrobe. I just haven't got the wear out of them that I was hoping to, but I'm still kind of crossing my fingers that is because of the season. Both of these items are very summery, so I just feel like, you know, we've only just started. I don't think it's even officially summer yet. I think it's just around the corner. So I feel like I've got at least a good few months to still wear these, and you never know, by the end of the year they might be in my best purchases. It's just that I haven't worn them much yet. And the first one is my Pink City Prince dress. I can't remember the name of it, but this one here. I love this, but this, I think the reason this is potentially not been worn, I've worn this twice, I think, so far, and I think the reason I haven't worn this loads is because it is a little bit more on the dressy side. It is a full length, like maxi dress. It comes down to pretty much like the floor, and there's something about it that's a little bit less casual than a lot of my other dresses, and I find that I reach for it in my day-to-day life less because of that. It would be great for an event, it would be great for something more formal, but ultimately in my day-to-day life it does feel just a touch dressy, and so I haven't reached for it as much as some of my other dresses, like my Christy Dawn dresses. So that was just something to bear in mind, and that was another thing I said, I think, in my Q&A about I don't buy anything, or I try not to buy anything for my wardrobe that can't be worn casually, because I just don't get the wear out of it. And I always like my pieces, even if it's something I can wear more formally, I like it to be able to be dressed down as well, so I can get the most use out of it as possible. And this dress I definitely can wear casually, but it's just not quite as casual as a lot of my other pieces, so it gets less wear than those. Going back to January, one of my best purchases, I think, of this year is my Rouge Edwin coat. I almost forgot I bought this because obviously I haven't worn it in probably about 3 months now, but it is a great coat. I absolutely love it. I'm thrilled with it. I'm glad I got it in the sale. I'm glad that it's 100% wool. It's just a great coat, and I don't know, I'm really having a pink moment at the moment, as you can probably tell. The top, the bag, the coat, they're all pink, but I just love this coat. I think it's different as well. I think that was why, you know, I have quite a big coat collection, if you haven't seen my coat collection video, but this one is a shorter style, and I really don't have any shorter coats, and I think for that reason I ended up really enjoying this coat, not only because of the colour, but because it was different to my long wrap coats that I have so many of, and it actually provided a different silhouette, a different look completely to those coats. So I got a lot of wear out of that, even in the kind of couple of months of winter after I bought it. I'm going to do another best purchase because I've only got one more worst purchase. So another really good purchase, my anonymous Copenhagen sandals. I have been wearing these to death. They are just the best. They're the only sandals I really own, only really casual sandals I own anyway, and I just wear them pretty much every day. I've been wearing these every day. If I'm not wearing trainers, I'm wearing these, and they're so comfortable. They're great. I would definitely consider getting these in another colour, maybe a fun like pop of red or green or something like that. They also do them in suede, which I would love, but less practical because of rain. But yeah, they're just great. I would definitely recommend them. I would definitely, I think I've had a few people say that the customer service is really bad from Anonymous Copenhagen. Didn't experience any issues, but I have only ordered once and I didn't need to return. But overall, I really love my sandals. So that's definitely one of my best purchases so far. The last worst purchase I have, I'm very reluctant to put in this video because I love it. It's one of my all-time, I think I actually said in my Q&A, again, that it was one of the items in my wardrobe that most accurately represents my style, which is so true. However, I'll be honest, I haven't worn it very much. I think I've worn it once or twice so far, but again, it's a seasonal thing. This is a summer bag through and through, and I'm hoping that I will get a lot of wear out of it through the next few months. But if I'm being honest, I haven't worn it much. It's so beautiful though. I mean, I do absolutely love it, and I think maybe I would have worn it a little bit more if it was plain. But then again, I'm not afraid of a bit of pattern, so I don't know. I think it is just literally because it's been spring, winter and spring. I bought this in March, so I probably didn't need to buy it that early. It's probably a lesson in kind of waiting, but then you just think, oh, it's going to sell out. But I don't regret it as such. I'm just kind of waiting for its time to shine, and I'm hoping that by the end of the summer I'll be really glad that I did purchase this, but we will see. Because for now, as I said, it just has really sat there unworn and unloved, and I've been reaching for my leather bags. But I'm going on holiday soon and I am bringing this bag, so hopefully it will shine there, and I do really love it. I think it's beautiful. It's just, you know, it's one of those things that ultimately it is a seasonal item, and you kind of have to go into it knowing you're not going to wear it for like 8 months of the year, and you have to be okay with that. The final two best purchases that I made so far this year, I had to include a Christy Dawn item. To be honest, there aren't really any regret purchases I have from Christy Dawn. There are ones I wear more than others, but I love them all really. But the one I've worn the most, and I had to include in this video, is this dress here. And it's not even necessarily my favourite one I own, but it's the one, for whatever reason, I have worn the absolute most. It's actually in the wash at the moment. I'm just letting it dry outside because it's the one I need to wash the most regularly because I wear it so much. And I think it's just something about the shape. It's just kind of the perfect casual everyday dress for me. I think it's because it has a longer sleeve. So even if it's a little bit cooler in the UK, I can still wear this, whereas the sleeveless ones or the ones with the shorter sleeves are maybe only saved for the hotter days, whereas this one is just a great all-rounder. I can wear this with a denim jacket, with a different kind of jacket. I can wear it on its own. It's just great, and it's not too statement either for every day because it's a very subtle, like neutral pattern. It's not as bright and kind of statement as the red Christy Dawn dress I have, for example, which is a little bit more out there, and I maybe wouldn't wear quite as much because of that. But this is just fantastic. I've just absolutely loved it. It's one of my first things I bought from Christy Dawn actually, and I've just worn it to absolute death. And then the final item that I've also worn to death and I've been wearing so much, probably one of my most worn pieces of clothing full stop for the last 3 months, I think I got it about 2 or 3 months ago, is the Pink City Prints skirt in the pink and red. I love this. It's so comfortable. It's the perfect length. I love the colour palette. The pink and red is so fun, and it goes with loads of tops, surprisingly, even though it's quite a busy pattern. I just have loved wearing this skirt way more than any of my other skirts. I reach for this multiple times a week, honestly. If I'm at home, I'm probably wearing it with a jumper. If I'm out, I'm probably wearing it with a cute top. I love it. I really love this one. Would highly recommend. I don't know if it's still in stock, but they do a few other ones in the same style. I know they've got a yellow one, and they've got, I think, like a gingham pink one, which is really cute as well. So I'll leave them linked down below. But yeah, I just love this skirt. It's so good and it's so comfortable, and it's got pockets, which was my main gripe about the Suzanne skirts I tried on in my last video. They didn't have pockets, and that really does kind of make or break it for me. I actually sent both of those skirts back from the last video. I sent everything back, in case you're wondering, from the Andean collab with Suzanne. Nothing was quite right. I'm not gonna lie, nothing was quite right. Nothing was as good as any of the best purchases in this video. So yeah, but the Pink City Print skirt, just a 10 out of 10. Absolutely love it. That is my best and worst purchases of 2025 so far. Let me know what you thought. I will definitely do an updated version at the end of the year with the second half of my purchases. And I will also kind of, if any of these change, if any of the worst purchases become best purchases, then I will let you know then. I'd love to know any of your best and worst purchases of 2025 so far. Let me know down below. And remember, I will leave that promo code for Sleep and Glow on screen and in the description box down below. I hope you're all doing really well. There'll be some more videos on screen if you're not done watching. Otherwise, I'll see you very soon in my next video.